Welcome to the Daily, where we thirst to bring you God's perfect word. We begin this week as we finish our Asking for a Friend series. Going through this series, we recognize that to ask or to be asked challenging questions, it takes what? It takes courage. You know, this is the root of asking for a friend in its entirety. Someone somewhere was so afraid to ask that they came up with this concept of, asking for a friend. It's brilliant, really, if one's not trusting in the courage God asks us to have in Him, right? So we could read a multitude of scriptures where God demonstrates courage throughout His people. There are countless stories to pull from. However, let's take a philosophy and psychology approach and add a gospel lens while we're going to be looking at 1 Chronicles 28:20. This week, the entire week, to get a better understanding of the type of courage we face during tough questions. We read, "Then David said to Solomon, his son, 'Be strong and courageous, and do it. And do not be afraid, and do not be dismayed, for the Lord God, even my God, is with you. He will not leave you or forsake you, until all the work for His service of the house of the Lord is finished.'" So today, we look at physical courage. Now, we tend to think of courage, mostly in our Western American eyes, as someone who's in the front line and fighting against all odds. You know, SEAL Team 6 is a great example of this. Or biblically, Gideon in the book of Judges, when God declares he will have victory with only 300 men. Now, King David at this time, however, he's now older. He's broken down over the years. He's conquered beasts and kingdoms in the name of the God of Israel, Yahweh. Just before this, though, David was told he's not the one who will build the temple for God. Now, I'm sure the fighter in him, he wanted to tell God, "I got this, you know me, God." But instead, you see David is courageously submitting to God's will, clearing the way for his son Solomon. Now, when we're faced with the tougher questions, it's easy to fight or even ignore them. However, taking a page from David, we don't run from the work of answering tough questions. Instead, we embrace those questions while submitting to God and remembering God's work. Have a blessed day, and know Jesus is with you.